this cop actually, was telling this man he couldn't swim in the lake, but he never stopped the man from getting into the lake. Then when the man was, in trouble, and he was in a, missed drowning or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He wanted some help to get out the lake, and the police officer didn't even want to help him or whatever. When his partner wanted to help him, he put his partner in handcuffs. So he let this man drown. That's some crazy stuff. That's crazy as ever. Real though. Anyway, yeah, they didn't have a free, had a fair trial for Carmelo or whatever, whatnot. They said he was guilty, murder, and they might end up giving them 99 years in prison, I guess. For real though, that's some crazy stuff. Saying then what I'm saying, actually found out he had probably might get 35 years or something like that or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That was self-defense, but they acted like it wasn't self-defense. What I'm saying? Because this was in Texas or whatever, and he defended himself, and they acted like he just murdered this boy just to murder this boy. Now let me tell you something. This was a setup. That was a setup for real, because that boy was invited to that track meet to be under that tent or whatever, whatnot. And I don't know. I think it was a setup, because they had Austin put hands on this boy. Him and his brother was jumping this boy. So this boy had to defend himself. But they still don't see it like that. Why? Because they want him to be guilty. For real though, that's some crazy stuff. That's crazy as ever. And that's on, bro. Anyway, so this these the stuff at this hotel, they end up jumping this woman or whatever, whatnot, grabbing all the owner and stuff over a parking ticket. Over a parking ticket. And it don't even make no sense, because they is not the police. They took this woman downstairs, locked her in the room, and called the police. For real though, that was some crazy stuff. I'm like, really though? That's crazy. That's crazy as ever. For real though. Her Twitter was up there telling them to leave her alone, let her go, and all that stuff. They still up there just on that woman, just grabbing her or whatever, whatnot. And that stuff was crazy as ever. It was out of pocket for real. Anyway, so it was just crazy. Anyway, this cop is actually gonna serve jail time for killing this little girl. She was 11 years old, and this was back in 2020. For real though, her brother and this cop end up getting in an argument and stuff, right? And the cop end up pepper spraying her up in the eye or whatever, whatnot. And her father just got worried and started driving off, and the cop end up speeding up behind him, and then he hit the car 2 times or whatever. He killed that little girl. That was some crazy stuff. For real though. That's really crazy. Anyway, yeah, now, so this now this other part was crazy about this dude was black life matters activist or whatever, whatnot, and they put him in jail, and they was switching locations because they didn't want him to talk to his attorney or whatever, whatnot. For real though, they switched him out of to 2 of the prisons or whatever. This dude was in prison in Oregon or whatever, whatnot. Then they switched him to another prison up in North Carolina. And then they just switched him again to another prison in South Carolina, because they don't want him talking to his attorney or whatever, whatnot, for protesting or whatever, whatnot. That's some crazy stuff. That's some crazy stuff for real. I'm telling you. I'm like, shoot, I just don't understand, gang. Like, god dang. Like, that's some crazy stuff. For real though. Anyway, these like, the people that like that was his boy's friends or whatever when I end up like, harassing the defendants for Carmelo or whatever when I for real though. And that's some crazy stuff. For real though, because like, yeah, I mean like, shoot, that was crazy as ever. That was crazy ever. I mean, like, they, like, a fight didn't break out, or altercation, like, didn't even break out or nothing like that. And it didn't get iffy. You know what I'm saying? For real, though. Anyway, so, yeah, they just, like, did their thing or whatever. Up there holding up signs up there, like, have Austin name on there, like, having a, like, sign or what, like, Carmelo's name on there or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? For real though, I mean, I'm like, that's some crazy stuff. But stuff didn't get out of hand because the cops and all of them was out there in Texas. They was right there on the street, like, you know what I'm saying, ready to like arrest people or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? For real though, for real though. I'm just glad stuff didn't get out of pocket. But shoot, a lot of stuff did like happen. They was up there yelling. That's about it. That's about it. And nothing then occurred, like, what I'm saying, escalate more further than that, or whatever, whatnot. That's on bro. But anyway, now, I actually, like, taught myself this technique, how to, like, wash dishes without getting the water dirty, or whatever, whatnot. For real though. And like I just actually like, actually just like, make sure that actually get all the leftover like, stuff off the like, plate or a bowl or something like that, you know what I'm saying? For real though. And then I like, actually just like um make sure that I like, clean the like bucket that I like, go put the dishwater in or whatever when you know what I mean? For real though. And then after that I like, do that after I do all that with all the dishes, like, you know what I'm saying, just like get all the gunky stuff all there and all that. Then I like, just wash my hands or whatever when I know what I'm saying? Because like can't wash dishes with dirty hands. For real though, because the water go end up being dirty or whatever when I know what I'm saying? For real though. Afterwards I like, actually like, fill the water like, fill the water up with some like, dishwasher liquid or whatever when I you know what I'm saying? And I like, start washing the dishes or whatever. That's it. Make sure, like, that the water always stay clean. You know what I'm saying? Real though. I mean, like, so, and like, I'm just glad that I like actually like did that or whatever when I. That's it. Real though. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to like say that to y'all whatever when I. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if y'all wanna like try that technique, y'all could if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, it's not hard. It's very easy. It's very easy as ever. You know what I'm saying? Real though. Anyway, so yeah, I mean like so I mean like I'm because I'm gonna like give myself something to do or whatever when I you know what I'm saying? Around and I do this like you know what I'm saying like I think after like supper or before supper or whatever when I you know what I'm saying? Around I mean like so and sometimes I do it yeah before supper because like why I'm gonna like keep on brushing my teeth and all that stuff you know what I'm saying? For real though, I mean like if I like had lunch at a certain time, I'm gonna like what I'm saying, go ahead and like brush my teeth and then I wanna like keep the like toothpaste on my teeth just like that, you know what I'm saying? For real though, because I want that to work, I want that to work more, make my teeth stronger or whatever when I you know what I mean? For real though. Anyway, so yeah. I'm just glad I did that because like if I don't do that, like you know what I'm saying, the dishes go pile up in the sink. And I already know how that like mountain like dishes look like. You know what I'm saying? Because like it could be stacked all the way up to the top. Like, but I'm not gonna even bug on that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I can take care of that. Like, faster as ever. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Give me some soap, give me a like washcloth and all that, and I'm gonna get busy. You know what I'm saying? For real though, and that's on bro. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell on notifications so you can see my next upload. And I'm not supposed to make small, making no one tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like it. So long, farewell, goodbye.